Hi guys. In today's video, I'm going to be doing some first impressions on some chalk markers and a chalkboard generously given to me by a company called Chalkola. They were generous enough to give me this 30 marker set for me to try and this nice big chalkboard for me to test out too. It's really nice. It's got like a little kickstand, so we're gonna go check it out. All right, so these are the Chalkola 30 marker set. It is a 0.6 millimeter tip size, and it does say, it says reversible tip on there, so I'm assuming it's going to be a bullet tip and a chisel tip. Let's see what else this says. So there is going to be some priming, like all chalk markers usually do. And it was made in China, test a small portion. And looks like these are the colors that are going to be in this box. So I'm curious to see how true to life this printout is versus the real color. And this works best on chalkboards, whiteboards, blackboards, windows, glass, ceramics, and other non-porous surfaces, child safe, water-based, non-toxic. You can read the rest. I don't know what TiO2 is. I'll probably have to look that up and see what that is in terms of ingredients. So let's just open this up. So I received these a while back. I think I even received these before the holidays, but I wanted to do the unboxing and kind of like my first impressions here on YouTube. And so there are all the colors. Let's just pull one out. And so this is what the marker looks like, just like any other normal chalk marker. And here is the tip. It is not primed, so there is nothing on here, no pigment, no marker, so it is a reversible. So here's the bullet, and here is the chisel. So I am going to shake this one up. And the directions say for about 30 seconds, so let's shake it up. And then I'm going to bring you up close to just prime this one and see how long it takes. Okay, so I've got myself a scrap piece of watercolor paper, and I'm just going to prime this thing up and down and see how long this is going to take before anything. Oh, look, something's already coming out. So that was really quick. It's one of the faster priming chalk markers I've played with in a while. And that came out really nice and juicy and thick. And so far, that's really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and prime all the markers, and I will get back to you later. Okay, and here we are. Here are all the colors that came out of those markers. And you can see that everyone's pretty vibrant and pretty colorful and pretty pigmented. So I'm curious to see what they're all gonna look like on a chalkboard. So I'm showing you a couple of the marker tips, and you can see that the color on the nibs are pretty true to what the color is on the marker itself. So it's nice to know that the markers match the color of the ink. So it makes it a little bit easier when choosing the colors that you want to use in your project. They have the names written here on the box. However, they don't have the names written down on the marker itself. So having names, color names for these markers really isn't a big deal to me, but I don't know if that's something that is a big deal to someone else. It would make swatching a little bit more fun and easier if the names were on the markers itself, but like I said, it's not a big deal to me. What do you think? I was closing a couple of these markers and I noticed that some of them do that nice little pop to close and some of them don't. Like this white one in particular, it kind of doesn't make that pop sound. And so I hope that that doesn't affect the ink inside. It doesn't dry out the marker too bad. So we'll keep an eye on this, but the rest of them seem to be shutting nice and tightly, and you know, like this one's not as loud, but you can feel it pop into place. And like I said, this one's just a little, I'm unsure about that. And so that's my only issue with the lids, especially for this one. So let's move on to the chalkboard. All right, let's take a look at the chalkboard. So as you can see, it is standing all on its own nicely. It is held up just like that, just like a simple easel. I do want to make note that this is a little unsteady. It wiggles a little bit, and so I'm not sure how much wear and tear this guy can actually take before it breaks, but it's working for now. So it's nice and steady and stable right now. It does have a little lip right there that you can see, and you can take a chalk marker. This actually came with a free chalk marker right there, and it sits right there. The writing surface is fairly big, as you can see in respect to my hand. I do have my big cumbersome T-square ruler, and let's go and see if we can try to measure this thing out. So it's about, let's see, an inch in, so 11, so about 10 inches this way, and let's see, 1 inch in, and let's say about 12 inches going this way, so about 10 by 12 writing surface, which is nice and big. This is a nice smooth writing surface. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's nice and smooth, a little bit on the matte side, just like your normal chalkboard. So I'm going to prime it. Unfortunately, I don't have a white chalk, piece of white chalk. I don't know how I've gone this far in life without a piece of white chalk, but here we go. I don't think it's gonna affect it too much. So I'm going to prime this board. Oh, that applies nicely. It does. It applies really nicely. The board is, I don't know if you can hear me over this, the board is nice and even, so you can see that as I'm priming, it is priming nice and even. You don't see any bumps or anything along the board, so I'm very happy with that. Oops, stuff. The chalk applies nicely, really. So primed. I'm gonna go wipe this off, and then we're gonna go play with the chalk markers on the chalkboard. All right, so the board is nice and clean. My chalk markers are over there. I'm going to start writing high in every single one of the colors given to me from the 30 box set, and let's see what happens. Already, I am super impressed by how opaque these colors are, how vibrant they are, and how they just pop off of the black of the chalkboard. I mean, look at that. That's really nice already. I am finding a little bit of some difficulty writing right along here because it kind of feels like it's in the way. But we're gonna push through. We're gonna see what happens. Wow, guys, that white is amazing. I mean, look at that. Super opaque, so much coverage. Very impressed. Okay, so this is the black. You're probably not going to see it very well because obviously it's black on black, but there you go. Okay, so now I am coming to the last two markers, and I am very impressed at how much color is packed into each marker, how smoothly these all apply, and yeah, I'm loving it. So this is the whole thing. And let's play around with some techniques right here. So I'm going to try to do some foligraphy. So I got one of the markers here. And I'm going to try to go over some of the lines, some of my downstrokes to make them thicker and see how difficult this can be. Sometimes it's a little bit harder because the nib tends to want to lift up some of the dried chalk. And this looks like it's easy peasy, guys. So that is going at it while the chalk marker ink is still a little bit wet. Let's try it when the chalk marker dries. You're writing a longer word. Let's do, like I said, this lip at the bottom, it's a little difficult to deal with. And so it gives a little bit of time for the one end of the letter, one end of the word to dry. So what I noticed is that these things take a little bit of time to dry, which is nicer because then it does give you a chance to go over the lines without ruining everything. So nice, but I don't think that the marker ink has dried completely yet. That's why it's cooperating so easily. So I think that's one of the advantages of having the marker kind of dry a little slower. That's nice. It doesn't smell like alcohol or anything that would allow it to dry out very fast, so that's good. So let's bring you in a little bit closer and you guys can get a better look. So I'm bringing you in a lot closer. You can see where I try to wipe off, and this is like chalk dust and maybe a paper towel. So this is a close-up of all the colors. It's a little dusty. But I think my window is kind of wiping out all, there you go, wiping out all the colors. But a lot of them look very opaque, very pigmented. This bright yellow right here, it's a little bit more translucent than I'd like. And it's a little chunky and weird, but that seems to be the only one. So this is the other neon. It's a little bit more translucent. It's got a little bit of a chunky or bubbly kind of vibe to it that I'm not stoked about, but everything else is a very nice. I like it. This is the black ink against the black chalkboard, but it works. It gives, you can use it for shadowing or something. Here is the one where I thickened the lines. You can kind of see the stroke lines, but that's okay. I don't hate that. It usually doesn't bother me too much. Here is the other one where the stroke lines are a lot less noticeable, which is nice. And this is the one I kind of try to let dry a little bit longer. So let's try smearing it. Okay, so that's the neon. So you don't want to touch it. Let's try the black. Well, you can't really tell. It's black on black. Let's try this. This one's actually light pink, but you can't tell because it's being washed out by... So smearing is relatively low on all these, which is nice, which means that you can kind of get a little bit more control. You can put your hand down and it won't ruin it too badly. I like that. Look at that. Nice. Very nice. Let's see. This one right here is the white. Yeah. I mean, it's very minimal. I mean, no one's really gonna go around going, let me see your stuff, so. Oh wow, that one didn't even move at all. So, really happy with the chalk markers. Let's see how they clean up. Spray bottle with water, and I've got some paper towels, and so let's just see what happens. So it looks like it's lifting up right away. And also you want to keep in mind that this, I literally just wrote this and allowed it to dry, and then now I'm taking it off. So it hasn't really had a lot of time to kind of sit on the chalkboard, but when I get a chance to do that, I will let you know what that turns into, how much staining will occur. But for these kind of first impression purposes, I'm just going to go with what we're doing right now. And it looks like it cleans up nicely. And I think because the surface isn't necessarily like super smooth, the paper towel is kind of, what do you call it? Rubbing on the thing, and it's leaving little like paper towel pieces all over it. But here we go. Brand new board. Nice and clean. And there you have it, folks. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed the Chalkola marker first impressions video just as much as I did. I actually really enjoyed these markers, and I had told them I didn't want to do a giveaway until I had tested out the markers and seen what I liked, and it looks like I like them. So stay tuned. You may see a giveaway coming up soon. You can also check out my Instagram. I'm going to start playing around with them on my Instagram channel. You can follow me at Quinto Creations on Instagram, and you can see all the fun things that I'm doing with the Chalkola markers, as well as other things. If you have any comments, any questions, anything you'd like to see on this channel, leave me a comment down below. Information on Chalkola will be in the description box, and I guess I'll just see you next time. Bye.